Let me say, as we begin our last week in this discussion of strongholds, that I appreciate so much the numerous ones of you that have commented and sent to me about what this discussion has meant to you and to help you. Some may misinterpret, because you may listen to one and not the rest, that there may be the idea that we can do nothing about our strongholds. Let me make clear as we start this last week, if I believed that, I wouldn't waste my time discussing this. If there's nothing we could do, then there's no sense in even talking about it. We just accept that the strongholds are there. But the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are what? They are mighty. They are mighty to the pulling down of the strongholds. And so that is why I determined that I wanted to go into this last week. And it's actually inspired by one of my spiritual heroes. If you have followed us at all, you know that. One of the treasures of my ministry was getting to work with their ministry for 15 days in New York City and getting to meet him and the people surrounding him, and that is Reverend David Wilkerson. And he is by far one of my heroes, and he has a little bit different perspective on the attitude of strongholds. Now, that doesn't destroy what we've been talking about, that the strongholds can be besetting sins, bondages, things that we get involved in. But if you notice, we didn't just talk about sins that we commit, like lust or drugs or pornography or that type of a thing, but we talked about in our thought life. And Brother Wilkerson brings out the fact that Paul's word stronghold in the Greek is holding firmly to an argument. Okay? So a stronghold can be an accusation planted firmly in your mind. Satan establishes these strongholds in God's people by implanting in their minds falsehoods and misconceptions, especially regarding God's nature. What that leads to is doubt and unbelief. That's what the devil is driving towards, because the doubt that leads to unbelief, doubt in itself doesn't necessarily have to be something that is terrible, but doubt, it left unchecked, will lead to unbelief. Let me quickly, as we close out this first lesson in this part of things, you can see this in Zacharias, the father of John the Baptist, and Mary, the mother of Jesus, as Gabriel comes to them and tells both of them, you will have a child. They both say, how can this be? Mary is called a favored woman among women. Zacharias is made mute for the next 9 months. Why did that happen? Because Zacharias asked in unbelief. Mary asked the question like, how can this happen in the circumstances? So she had doubt that was not filled with unbelief. Zacharias had unbelief. He didn't believe God. And that's what the devil ultimately is trying to get you to do. He's trying to get you to not fully look at the nature of God. Sorry that we went on a little bit longer. Stay with us tomorrow.